We were stunned, not just by what we saw in the messages, but by the responsibility we had. The Detroit Free Press was sitting on a story that could tear the community apart. And we were not going to publish until we had it right. First, we made sure the messages were authentic. We confirmed that the electronic footprint was genuine. We matched dates and times in the messages with events we knew took place, and in some cases, even conversations that we knew took place. And we had to decide which messages to publish, and we had to decide the tone of the story. It was not going to be about sex. We didn't want to offend readers so much they missed the point. We didn't want to create sympathy for the mayor by overdoing it. We didn't want to add to the embarrassment that their families would feel, not add unnecessarily. We would focus on the facts. The mayor and his chief of staff would be open to perjury charges. They cost Detroit millions of dollars. And there were real victims here. The police officers themselves, the damage done to their lives. So, we wrote the exact words we wanted in the headline. And we designed our front page around those words. And you see this again. And these are exactly the words we wanted. We didn't want to sensationalize. And it added up to being a 5-column, 2-line headline. And we put a picture of the primary victim of these lies, Gary Brown, up in the right-hand side there, under the headlines. And the picture of the paramour, Christine Beatty, was underneath that. We compared on an inside page what Kilpatrick and Beatty said under oath and in their messages. We published messages that showed how they set up their trysts, how they tried to fool the mayor's police bodyguards, LOL, and how they once agreed to meet at a local residence inn, room 311. We left out the graphic sex language. And with the messages now public, we stuck with our lawsuit to get all the settlement documents. We knew there had to be a connection between them and the mayor's about-face on settling the lawsuit. The judge allowed our attorney, Herschel Fink, to depose the whistleblower's attorney and ordered that attorney to produce documents that he had. And that's when the mayor's house of cards really collapsed. The whistleblower's lawyer revealed that after the trial ended, he had finally gotten the messages, got them from the communications vendor as the judge had originally ordered. The attorney revealed he showed the most incendiary messages to the mayor's lawyer, stunning them. That was the day before the mayor suddenly announced he had decided to settle the lawsuit. The whistleblower's attorney revealed that the mayor and city lawyers had conspired, and yes, with him, to conceal the text message evidence of the mayor's perjury. They had given a sanitized agreement to the Free Press and drew up a secret agreement that spelled out how the messages were to be locked in a safe deposit box and later destroyed. Nothing would ever be known. The public and the city council of Detroit would be forever in the dark. And it might have worked, except for Free Press investigative reporters, Jim Schaefer and Mike Elrick and Jennifer Dixon and some others on our Freedom of Information lawsuit and the judges who ordered documents released. And the whole cover-up was exposed. The Free Press and many people in Detroit living this nightmare, and we're proud of our journalism, but this was a nightmare for our city. We came out of all this with lessons burned into us. And I'll talk about a few and see how they apply, or in your cases, or might apply in the future. First, journalism is alive and well on the web. You probably know, in fact I know you know, the industry built on the daily printed newspaper is in trouble. Younger generations of readers get their information digitally, not from the good old newspaper habit. And many of us worry about the demise of journalism because of it. And it might be the demise if we outsource jobs to India or cut our staffs to the point where we don't have enough reporters to make sure nobody steals City Hall. But as we know from our experience in Detroit, people will find and read great journalism on the web. As an industry, and we could talk till breakfast on this, but just a headline from Detroit. As an industry, we believe we must cut back on the expense of printing and delivering printed newspapers and move to digital delivery of information. People will find it, and it will not be the end of watchdog journalism. In fact, it will enhance it. On the day the mayor pleaded guilty, we had almost 4 million page views on freak.com. If you're interested, the entire story is still available for viewing there, freak.com. Next headline. The media must be able to protect sources. Many courts agree, others are less sympathetic, and reporters have gone to jail rather than name their sources. Our sources in the mayor's case never would have come forward if they could not count on anonymity, just like sources never would have come forward in the Watergate and Enron scandals. Our responsibility, though, is to use confidential sources rarely and verify their information. The press must be above board. We knew the free press would be accused of acting unethically, taking the messages out of context, invading the privacy of the mayor and his family, and Christine Beatty, unleashing a witch hunt, and who knows what else. And we tried to bulletproof ourselves. We put together a diverse team of editors doing what we call prosecuting the story, looking for problems with our information, how we got it, and how we were presenting it. We were determined never to have to apologize for anything. 3 weeks after we broke the story, I was able to write a column that included this passage. The mayor is talking now and talking plenty. He said that we'd broken the law in reporting the text messages and accused us, quote, of hiding an illegal act with a lot of criminal activity and collusion in writing these reports. In the column, I challenged the mayor to find anything inaccurate or tell us how laws might have been broken or civil rights violated. Once more from the column. Were the text messages stolen? No. The Free Press did not break into any computers or lock cabinets or offices or trick or bribe anyone into giving the messages to us. Could the publishing of the messages or the pursuit of secret settlement documents constitute invasion of privacy? No. There are no laws protecting the privacy of public officials who hide lies told under oath and make deals behind closed doors with millions of dollars of public money at stake. Next headline. Technology is our challenge, yes, it's also our blessing. And I'd argue that the new technology helps the press, it helps the justice system, and it helps the public's right to know. The 14,000 text messages we looked at helped us understand the context of what we had, and it gave us the conviction to go ahead. New communications technology allowed us to live stream video from the courtroom onto freak.com. That's not just the province of traditional television anymore. People could decide, watching this, for themselves what to believe about the mayor. We had reporters using, yes, handhelds in court and laptops, giving updates to the web. And we used freak.com to post hundreds of documents related to the case. We were able to let people see how the messages appeared on the documents that we obtained. This is an excerpt we published on freak.com. The way that the messages appeared to us as we looked through these hundreds of pages containing these 14,000 messages. The public has a right to know, and technology now lets us post documents that help them understand and believe the information.